Hello, this is Mrs. Z. Today we're going to talk about Lesson 2, Mission 3, 5th grade. Um, it's a word problem. Mr. Hopkins has 1 meter of wire he's using to make clocks. Each fourth meter is marked off and divided into 5 smaller equal lengths. So we need to find if Mr. Hopkins bends the wire at 3/4 of meter, what fraction of the smaller marks is that? What fraction of smaller marks is that? So let's start with the first sentence. Mr. Hopkins has a 1 meter wire he's using to make clocks. So we need to represent 1 meter. I'm going to take my triangular ruler and start right here and draw my line. Now I'm thinking about how to represent 4 equal spaces because each fourth meter, that means I have to have 4 equal spaces. So I'm going to do like 2.5 centimeters to be 1 point. Okay, so I'm going to need more, a little bit more. So the 1, 2, that would be next, and about till here. Okay, my number line, my wire can be longer, but this is 1 meter. From 0 meters to 1 meter. And each represent 1/4 of a meter. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4 of a meter, and 1 whole is also 4/4. If I have 4/4, I have also 1 meter. We're going to use a strategy, read, draw, and write. This time we represent Mr. Hopkins has a 1 meter wire he's using to make clocks. Here's 1 meter he's using to make clocks. Each fourth meter is marked off. We did mark each fourth meter. Now, each of these are divided into 5 smaller equal lengths. If I needed to make here 5 spaces, I need 4 lines additional. 4. So I purposely use 2.5 centimeter because then I can do 0.5 centimeters my line. There is 1, 2, 3, 4. When I did 4 lines, I created 5 equal spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do that on every 1/4 of the meter. Okay, I finished whole meters, so now I need to figure out how many little spaces did I created. I can think 1, 2, 3, 4 times 5 in each. 4 times 5 is 20, but I also can do that as counting. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I really have 20 smaller pieces. What that tells me that where is my whole is 20 out of 20 pieces. where my 0 is 0 out of 20 pieces. So every of these little big spaces represents 1/20, 1/20th, 2/20th, 3/20th, 4/20th, 5 out of 20 pieces. So I know this is 6 out of 20 pieces, 7 out of 20 pieces, 8 out of 20 pieces, 9 out of 20 pieces, and 10 out of 20 pieces. So when I look 10 out of 20 pieces, I figured it out that is it's in a halfway and represents 2 out of 4. It also represents 1/2. So if I look, this is a 1/2 of a wire that so far. But the question was not about half, it was about Mr. Hopkins bends the wire at 3/4 meters. So here is 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. 3/4 are right here. So I needed to figure it out. What is that smaller unit? So 10, 11 out of 20, 12 out of 20, 13 smaller pieces out of 20, 14 out of 20, and finally I came to 3/4, and that is a 15 out of 20 pieces. I found what my answer is because 3/4 are 3/4 as same as 15/20. I can label rest just for 16 if we have any additional questions. 18 out of 20 and 19 out of 20, and the whole is 20 out of 20. So we did read the question. We draw a picture representation of on a number line as a wire, and then now we need to write our answer. We use the question to help us to write. Use the words from the question. If Mr. Hopkins bends the wire at 3 meters, 3/4 meter, what fraction of the smaller marks is that? So we can use this. Mr. Hopkins bend. So Mr. Hopkins bent the wire at 3/4 meter or at 15/20th meter of the smaller marks. Okay. So that will be our written respond, and we have visual that 3/4 is the same as 15/20. So what that means is if he has a 3/4 of the wire, and then he mark each fourth into 5 additional smaller spaces, then those spaces will be at 20th. And the 3/4 is on the same spot as the 15, as 3/4, as the 15/20. Sorry. Okay. Thank you very much. Bye.